Hey, Shalom Markins, welcome back from Jim. It's London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Hakwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that pushing his truth and all sincerity. Back with another video. We spoke about at camp, this whole SVB or Silicon Valley Bank collapse, right? And what might happen by Monday. Well, we've seen what's happening. They're effectively getting bailed out. And but the rest of these banks are still in trouble, man. Okay, these people might get their money back that invested in SVB and whatever, but there is a systemic problem, man. This kingdom is hemorrhaging, right? This kingdom is hemorrhaging. It's terminal, right? And it's done. It's been done. It's been done for a long time. I mean, we know Esau set up this kingdom to break and to fail at a push of a button, and these these times or these types of events show that, right? Because none of these banks or whatever, they don't operate any differently, right? So at a push of a button, when the elites decide to say it's time, or when the Most High puts it in the mind that it's time, then it's done. It's broken. It's broken, right? And nothing can be done about it. Okay, there isn't a band-aid for it. I mean, you might say like these these people jumping in, stepping in, HSBC buying this, and these are like band-aids to slow the bleeding, but you can't stop the bleeding. This is the problem. There's no remedy. This place is going under. Okay, and these are just the signs of that, the telltale signs that things are about to get even worse than this. We're gonna get worse. We know this. All right, so and it just so happens to be that here in the UK, you got I wish it was fitting, right? Where is it? We got junior doctors on a 72-hour strike at the same time here in the UK while all this shit's going down, yeah, because there's no help for you, man. Ain't no one gonna help your ass, man. No one gonna revive the economy. You ain't gonna get patched up, right? You're terminal. You're done. Okay, you're terminal. Okay, the system is terminal. Okay, I mean it's dying, for sure, for certain. Okay, and nothing can be done for you. Okay, nothing can be done for this system. Okay, because it's built to fail. Okay, everybody that trusts in the system, man, are gonna be in for a rude awakening. But the worst thing about it, even though this system is gonna fail and the new system is gonna be brought in, you stupid people out here are still gonna believe in Esau, right? And believe on that system. you know, you're gullible. Okay, the people of the world are gullible. All right, and that's gonna lead you to be destroyed. Right. Anyway, let me just quickly read this because I want to jump in the main focus of the story, which is the system and the banks, because that's what's triggered these events and and this video inspired the video, right? So, just here in the UK, junior doctors begin 72-hour walkout. How will the strike affect you? All right. In fact, I don't even need to read this. This is you just need to know what's going on. Shit going down according to prophecy, man. Uproars of the people, right? I just thought it was funny that you know right, but yeah, this shit's going down here in the UK anyway. So anyhow, right. So we see the articles, right? That's why I ain't refreshed this for a little while. I'll refresh it. All right. So yeah, you have effectively a bailout has occurred with SVB to protect depositors' money. So there's a sigh of relief for these companies, these tech companies that have got money in there. But the same can't be said, you know, for all these other banks, right? As a lot of these other banks are still frozen right now. Um, I'm just looking at some of these article titles here. Pardon me. Well, I had another article here anyway, right? So this is from Daily Mail Online. It says, it isn't a one-off. Financial markets brace for more pain from Silicon Valley Bank death spiral. Yeah, yeah. You saying the terminology spiraled in or circling the drain, right? Spiral, circling, same thing, right? This kingdom, this system is circling the drain. You know, the apostles was bringing that term out, right? And like I said, there's no remedy for this place, man. Its foundations are shoddy, right? All these banks and everything that Esau's kingdom is based upon is shoddy. The lies, it's all shoddy, right? And so it's made to fail. It's made to break. Okay, and you people are learning the hard way, find that the hard way that this kingdom is a bunch of BS. All right. So it says their spiral with First Republic, PacWest, and Signature Bank stocks down by up to 50%. Right. So these other banks are suffering right now, man, because there's instability, right? So and tech giants unable to access frozen billions, right? They're frozen these accounts, man. They stopped money being moved, right? Says the collapse of Valley Bank has caused a ripple effect across the markets. Several other small banks have seen their share prices plummet by up to 50%. Okay, they've lost value. This fake values, which is it's just nothing but confidence, right? The market is really run on confidence, man. All these valuations and stock prices, it's just confidence. But the worst thing about it, because of the lies, you have confidence in the system, man. If you know better, you shouldn't have any confidence in Esau's system. Okay, it's all shoddy, right? These things ain't worth shit. That's why ultimately nothing in this world's worth shit. Because all's gonna come to naught. All the stocks of everything is gonna become zero. There's nothing worth value in this world. It's all gonna be destroyed, right? But people don't see that. They don't understand that. All right. There should be no confidence in this world. Okay, and the Most High is going to show you all of that. All right. So the sudden collapse of Silicon Valley Bank has sent financial markets into a frenzy, as experts warned it may not be a one-off and brace for the next domino to fall. Right? Yeah, of course. That's what we've been saying, right? Says California regulators shuttered the bank on Friday after a run on deposits pushed it into crisis, causing the largest U.S. bank failure since the 2008 Great Recession. The ripple effect has already hit similar institutions such as New York's Signature Bank, which saw its share price plummet 23% before trading was halted when the news of SVB's demise came in. The share price of First Republic, the 16th largest bank in America, also crashed by 14.8% and PacWest dropped by 37.9%. University of San Diego finance professor Dan Riccato cautioned that while SVB was a niche bank, more firms are likely to face troubling times ahead. Right? Well, what does that already made me think of Daniel 12:1? Okay, which I had, I was going to bring it later, but let's just bring it, right? Daniel 12 verse 1 said, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble. Okay, this guy is talking about troubling times, and this is part of the reason. This isn't going to be the older problem, obviously, as we've gone over many times in these scriptures, right? There's a whole bunch of things that's going to be happening to this world. That's why it's going to be the worst time ever, right? But these events play a part in that. The crash of the system, the crash of the economy. People losing all their money or devaluing their money, right? Leading to adding to food insecurity and all this kind of stuff. Causing people to lose their minds, man, to go crazy, to get violent, right? The breakdown of society, man, and this all plays its part. All right, these are all the signs of the times, man, as 2 Ezra chapter 9 speaks about. These things are manifesting. These end time prophecies are manifesting, right? So it says, I don't think we're going back to where we were in 2008. Oh, funny this, because every time these events happen, it's like, oh, Everyone's thinking that they're going to go back. And we keep telling you, no, things ain't never going to go back. Things are only going to get worse. And again, that statement remains true, right? The pandemic, oh yeah, everyone was trying to fight for to get life back to normal. Guess what? Things ain't back to normal. I mean, it's relatively, similar, but there's still things that are happening right now that weren't there back in the pandemic, and you've had to acclimatize yourself to that new, that new way of life, or whatever you want to call it, right? And it's like we keep telling you things are only going to get worse, man. You have to make more changes to your lifestyle until it's unfamiliar to the point where it's not even recognizable anymore. That's where it's going, man. Okay, this world is going to be a very different place than what it is now. Very different, right? Very dystopia different, right? Third world different, you know? Violence everywhere, and uncertainty, all right? Little hope, all right? So I don't think we're going back to where we were in 2008 necessarily, but these things aren't one-offs. Oh, okay, so he thinks it ain't gonna be as bad as 2008. Okay, it's lucky, right? Well, guess what's gonna be worse than what 2008, man? Because this is just, not that this is the start necessarily, but like these are just dominoes, man. Like, so things are progressively gonna get worse, right? But these things aren't one-offs. He told Fox News. My suspicion is we're going to see a few more of these things creep up, yeah, until it all falls down. Let's start playing that Kanye West track, man. So Silicon Valley's bank's monumental downfall is the second largest bank collapse in US history. Its demise on Friday, which has left customers fearful of losing deposits totaling tens of billions of dollars, is eclipsed only by the failure of Washington Mutual in 2008, which had assets of $307 billion when it went into receivership. Is that another word for insolvency? I don't know. All right, SVB was more niche, specializing in supporting tech startups, and its dependency on a small corner of the economy, but it put it at increased odds with a struggling US economy that is than its larger competitors. But as soon as news hit that SVB collapsed, similarly intertwined companies found themselves needing to act quickly and were panicking. Right, so investors in other regional banks, such as First Republic Bank, quickly jumped ship, trying to get all the money out, right? With firms' share prices tanking upwards of 50% Friday before recovering to 14.8% at market close. Can I move this bloody thing off? What's going on with that? The impact is stretching past Wall Street. Streaming giant Roku, for example, says 26% of its cash reserves, over 480 million, are tied up in SVB. Which these companies are supposedly going to get their money back. According to was it the Fed or FDIC or whoever was saying that, right? So as of Saturday, the company's stock had fallen by 42% since the time last year, despite bosses insisting that they can pay their bills. I'm gonna jump down a bit. Says those deposits helped SVB aggressively expand its loan portfolio, but as Professor Ricardo explained, the bank's failure to cover its costs, which they're all doing, they would have you believe that some banks are better than others. That's what they would make you believe. No, people have greater confidence in bigger banks, but the bigger banks just operate in the exact same way, man. Right? They don't have the money. Okay, they're over leveraged and all of that. They don't have the money. If everybody took their money out, the same thing would happen. They would not be able to cover people's losses, man. If something would happen, they couldn't. All right, like I said, if you took your money out now, your banks, they wouldn't have to give it to you all. They don't have it. So they operate all in the same way. It could happen to any one of them, big and small. All right. So the bank's failure to cover its costs amid a rising interest rates led it into a death spiral. Right, and that's what's happening in this place. This place is nothing but a death spiral, right? And it's coming to an end soon. Right, it's coming to an end soon, man. So let's just grab some scriptures, man. Right, start from Jeremiah 51. All right, wasn't gonna read all of it, but You already know this is a good chapter, right? Um, yeah, I'm just gonna read from verse 5 here, right? It says, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah his God, of the Lord of hosts, uh, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, right? So we're told not to be a part of this one, not to trust in it, not to believe in it, right? But so many people, including our people, right, which is what this scripture is targeting right now, have belief in this kingdom, belief in Esau, belief in these institutions and his system, right? They believe in it. They want it to recover. They want it to continue. Um, you know, because they're invested in his world, in his kingdom, right? We're told not to be like that. All right, we're told to flee at the midst of Babylon, and like I said, it's not a physical thing. Like you don't have to leave the country per se, because I've had guys do that in the past, right? Thinking that they were going to be saved if they just left Babylon. That's not how it works. But Lord's judgment can find you anywhere on the planet. But you don't have to be by the ultimate judgment in America, but the Lord can find you, man. But spiritually, like we're just separate in our minds and in our actions and our thoughts from this place. Okay, so we're happy when we see these things happen and we see the destruction of this place. We hasten the day, right? So every time something happens, it's like of course, for joy. Um, so we're taken out of the world, as Yahweh Shai put it. Okay, the Lord has taken us out of the world. Okay, not that He physically took us with Him, because we haven't left yet, but we haven't been saved yet. But spiritually and mentally, we're separate from this place, making ourselves holy, right? But anyway, it says, flee out the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul, but not cut off in her iniquity, right? Don't receive the judgment, right? For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance; He will render unto her a recompense, right? Babylon, again being America, okay, says have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, right? It's been the pinnacle of nations, it's been the richest, it's been the mightiest, and blah 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 blah, right? It's been exalted in the earth. That's what it means to be a golden cup, right? You've been exalted in the earth above the other nations, which is true, right? That made all the earth drunken, right? Everybody is infatuated and what's the word? Um, word escaping me, man. But like you've got hooked on American idealisms and philosophies and doctrines and capitalism and democracy. People have just been enamored by the way America's done things because of their position in the earth, man. And people are just flocking to it and trying to get what they can out of it, and that's why it's a whore in the whore that sit on the beast. It's just been used and feigned over. All right, it says that made all the earth drunken, right? Drunken of your ways, right? The nations have drunken of a wine, therefore the nations are mad, because you're going to share in the judgments, right? Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, right? So, like I mentioned, the system's hemorrhaging, man, right? And the bleeding can't be stopped, right? That's why it's terminal. It can't be stopped. That's why it's circling the drain. It can't be stopped. No one can help you. Right, this is what it's basically saying. Take balm for her pain. Like, yeah, dress it up, and that's what they can do. They can mask up. Uh, uh, you might have a bust pipe, and you know you might be able to put something on it, and a band-aid or whatever, and it can stop the leak for a little while. But the leak gonna pop back up again, and it's probably it's gonna be worse. You know, until the pipe completely broken. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. All these things, these bailouts and all this kind of stuff that they be doing. It's just to cover up, to make you feel a little bit more comfortable with what's going on, right? So you can go back to sleep and maybe do a little, go back to what you were doing for a little bit until a bigger crisis happens, because it will surely happen. Okay, this economy will be going down. Okay, it might not be today, right? It might not be tomorrow, but it's going down, right? It's gonna collapse. Okay, and the world the world is gonna mourn when it happens, man. And life is gonna be very fucking different. Right? It's coming. So take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed, right? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Okay, she can't be healed. She can't be the system can't be resuscitated, you know, shocked back to life. It ain't happening, right? Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for a judgment reacheth unto heaven and lifted up even to the skies, right? And so the ultimate end of America is when the Lord brings that judgment, man. And it definitely ain't nothing happening no more. Can't even talk about it because there's nothing left to be talked about. America's gonna be gone. They ain't gonna be no talk about building this and build back better. Like it's gone. Okay, America's gonna be gone, burnt, melted. Okay, with thermonuclear fire, man. Okay, it's gonna be a lake of fire. You're not even gonna talk about swimming there, man, because it's a lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? You're not even gonna take no visits, no trips, no nothing. America's just that's what it's gonna be, a lake of fire. Not a place of glory, not a place of opportunity or dreams, nothing. All right. Let's see. All right, for the sake of time, I think I'll just move on to the next one rather than read all this. You can read it because, like I said, it's a great chapter, man. Destruction of America, Babylon the Great. All right, so it's Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, right? Esau's kingdom, right? And like I said, you're gonna find that all these banks ain't got supposedly, the money or whatever they're supposed to have, or say they, or what you assume they have, right? Because your money's in there, right? It's all BS. It's all BS. It's debt. It's nothing. You know what I mean? It's just it's forgery, right? And this is what it's speaking here, right? Because these companies, the nation, all these different countries and they're all in debt, right? But none some more than America. We don't know the debt clock there, right? So shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, right? Because he like I said, he's got everything through lies and robbery, right, and fraud, right? That's how he conducts business. Okay, not to mention the blood, the murder, the theft that he got America with in the first place. It's all based on wickedness, right? Unjust weights, unjust unrighteousness, right? Wickedness. It's all based on that. This is how long, right? How long are you gonna get away with this for? Time is running out on you, Esau. Okay, time's running out on your kingdom, and you're looking to revive it and bring in some new system. It ain't happening, man. So, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Okay, the word clay means debt. Okay, when you go into it, I ain't gonna go into it. You can do that, right? When you go into the word, you go, into the Hebrew there. It means debt, right? And like I said, whole place is running that shit, right? Psalms 49 verse 11 says the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, right? So like I mentioned earlier, the people here in this world, in Esau's kingdom, right? But these things are just going to continue forever, man. Okay, they want to see it continue forever for some strange fucking reason. Even amongst all the madness that is going on in this place, right? But we're just seeing how dirty and corrupt everything is in this world, man. Okay, but people still try to turn a blind eye to these things, man, for the sake of continuity. Because they got things that they want to do, and they rather just stay and sit with the status quo, and continue with the shit, thinking that Esau gonna rule forever. And even Esau, at the elite level, they think they're gonna continue. They think they're gonna be able to stave off the apocalypse, you know what I mean, the judgment day. They think they got ways around it, you know. They think they can push, you know, continue on with their regime. You know, but all this is gonna be, you know, put to bed, man. It's gonna be abruptly uh you know, taken away. All right. Says the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? And that's what Esau's done around the whole world. He's renamed everything, right? Taking possession or control in some shape or form, right, over the whole earth. Okay, but it don't belong to him, right? That's why it's gonna be taken away from him, even his own portion that he inherited, right, which is you know, Edom, right, Mount Seir and whatever. Even that's gonna be taken away from him because he don't deserve anything. All right. It's Isaiah 47 verse 7. It says here, and thou hast said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it, man. You didn't think about what would happen to you at the end. You didn't think it would happen. All right. But what you thought wouldn't happen, or you could affect, or, you know, change, right? That's what's gonna happen, man. Okay, you can't stop the word of the Lord. Nobody can. You know, so it's vain for you to think the way you do. But again, it's because you've been exalted and you've been reigning on high for so long now. Your pride has blinded you, make you think things that are not real about yourself. All right. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou that are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, okay, i.e., America, right? That sayest in thy heart, I am, and none is beside me. You know, we're the greatest. You know, these elites have set up America to be some sort of fucking idol in the world, man. You know, nothing's better than America. The spirit that is on that place because of all the fucking witchcraft, man, you know, is immense, right? That it affects the whole world. You know, it says that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And like I said, it's all based on wickedness and witchcraft. Okay, the establishment of America. All right, and it's all going to come crashing down. That's why the Lord is doing what He's doing right now. And these things with the SV, you know, Silicon Valley Bank and that, these are just signs that things are getting ready to totally fall through the floor. You know, and I say it is just a matter of time. This is sorry, verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. You think you were slick with everything, man. You even think you're so slick that you throw these, you know, information in front of people's faces, man, and they don't see it. They don't understand it. So you think like you're super slick. Okay, but the elect, they see you, man. The Most High sees you, man. The Most High allow us to see, right? You people don't understand that here what's going on, really. Okay, but the elect do. Okay, the men of the Lord do know what's going on. We know where everything is going. Okay. It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge it have perverted thee, right? The pride. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. Right? You can't stop it. Right? So you're, like I said, you're hemorrhaging, you're terminal, and ain't nothing gonna stop that. Okay, Esau thinks, because you know, this is in his mind, this is part of his idea. Right? He thinks that by doing this, he can consolidate power to an even greater level with his new system. That's what he believes. That's why it's, you know, that's why, you know, they're doing what they're doing, right? Which is the will of the Heavenly Father at the end of the day. But that's what they think is happening. They think they're in control of everything that's going on. They're not. Okay, it's not gonna end the way Esau thinks it's gonna. All right, because he's not thinking like that. It says, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Right? Yeah, let's see if that shit will continue to work for you. You know, because you think it's worked for you so far, right? For me, it's just the Most High allowing you to, build yourself up so he can smash you down, right? That's what he's doing. And just before I finish, let me grab this, man, because I had this here. Where is it? There's Malachi. There we go. All right, this is what the Lord said, right? Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid these mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And they have built. The Lord has let them build. The Lord has allowed them to build. The Lord has allowed them to rule over the earth. Right? And they've created a mega empire, right? But it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts. This is what the Lord says, right? They shall build. So basically, I'm gonna allow them to build, right? I'm gonna let them do it, fine, right? But I will throw down, right? So he's let them build. He's let them magnify themselves. He's let their pride grow beyond unreasonable means, right? The Lord has let them do all of that. In fact, the Lord wants them to do that. Right? That's his will, right? He wants them to do that so that when the time comes, your judgment, your destruction is massive, great. Right? This is what's going to be shown. This is what's going to be demonstrated and displayed in the whole earth when America is destroyed. The Lord's power. All right? And the power of his word. That's what's going to be on display, man. Just like he did against Pharaoh in Egypt, to demonstrate his power. That's what the Lord's doing. So it's just a matter of time, right? Until the missiles start flying, until America is completely destroyed. Okay, there's nothing that Esau's going to come up with from now till then, right? That's going to prevent that. No witchcraft, no science, no technology. Okay, no diplomacy. Ain't do no diplomacy with Hawashai or the Mosai. It ain't happening, right? So there's nothing Esau going to come up with in that meantime to prevent this from happening. Okay, you will be dying. You will be destroyed. Okay, your system is going to be over completely, utterly, never to return. All right. It says, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. The Lord hates these Edomites, man. Okay, the Lord hates people. All right, you have to accept that, man. Come to terms with it. All right. And she finishes off in Isaiah 47. It says, where was I? I'll read from verse 12 again, right? So stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, right? Because they all sitting here plotting and planning, oh yeah, we're going to pull the plug on this day, and that's why SVB went down. You know what I mean? They all sit there and plan these things. All these, these so-called accidents or whatever. All right? I mean, obviously not all of them are within their power, but, a lot of them is. All right, even to some sort of, some weather anomalies, with the harp and whatever, man. Esau could be behind that. He has the ability to do that, but ultimately everything is the Most High. Everything is the Lord doing his thing through whatever avenues he decides to use. All right. So let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators. Oh, we just lost Mystic Meg here in the UK. One of the famous astrologers, right? I think that was a couple of days ago, whatever it was. Mystic Meg. I can't remember where she originated from, man. I feel like it was like the lottery or some shit. When she started getting her fame and whatever. But yeah, she dead now. All right, so you've lost an astrologer. All right, it says, let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee. Yeah, let them come to your rescue. Ain't nobody coming to your rescue. Ain't nobody can help you. Just like um the Chaldeans, the Magi's, right? They couldn't stand against Moses and Aaron. They was inferior. Um what is it? What was example I'm thinking of? Or even with the Nebuchadnezzar's dream that Daniel broke down. Them you know uh magicians or whatever, they couldn't figure a damn thing out, man. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Right? So they're gonna be powerless. They're not gonna be able to do nothing about it. All right. This is let them stand up and save thee from these things things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame, right? Because only, like I said, America is going to be destroyed by fire, right? There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants. These are all the merchants right now. They were crying, right, when they heard SVB went down. They were crying. Boy, I bet they lost a few years of their life, man, just dealing with that shit, for the weekend. Like I said, a lot of them having a sigh of relief now, but they were losing the shit most likely. They were in panic, right? And that's all these merchants. And so when America does eventually fall, all these people that are invested in it or making money off it, man, they are gonna be wailing, right? They're gonna be distraught, man. All right. This is So yeah, so even like when this financial collapse happens, man, these people are gonna lose their damn fucking minds, man. So a lot. Well, you already see what can happen, the domino effects that can happen if the whole system goes down. Man, everything's shut, everything's going down with it. You know. This is from so thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Right? Ain't no one coming to your rescue. Okay, especially not these junior doctors, man. Like, they ain't come to help. No, they ain't come to help with the hemorrhaging. When they're on strike, right? Um, it's Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth; it shall not return unto me void. Right. So the Most High has made clear, or at least unto us, what He intends to do. Okay, with Esau and with America. Okay, with this system, with all the kings of the earth. Right. He's made known unto us what He intends to do with them. He's made known to us His will. Right. So he says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth; it shall not return unto me void, right? But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right? So it's happening and it's going to happen. All right? And nothing can overturn that. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. Right? It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Right? So again, beginning of Esaus and Apostle, we've been speaking about these things for a long time. It's like it. But it's just a waiting game. It's a game of patience. Okay, we observe as watchmen. We watch, right, and we filter things through the scriptures as we see them, as they come to us, as they happen. All right, and it's just waiting for it to happen, waiting for it to manifest. And like I said, we're watching for signs because they're not like Matthew 24 was saying when you let me just get it. All right, it says here, well, verse 8 says, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So we're watching for signs, but it doesn't necessarily mean like the end is here, like today. Like it could have been, whatever could have that happened on Friday could have been what caused the collapse completely and the end of society as we know it. It could have done that, but like I said, we have to wait and observe what's going on and see what happens. Right, we can't jump the gun, even as much as we would like it to be, because we hasten the day. Like we was anything that rises up, man, we hope is causes the collapse and the end and the World War III and the MOTB. Like we hope that all just get done all in one day, but that's not realistic. Okay, we have to watch and observe the sequence of events that take place. So we're waiting to see what happened Monday, and then they're putting another plaster on it, and things will, for a little while at least, continue a little bit like normal, but there is significant damage been done, right, to others, right? So this ain't the end of it, not by a long shot, right? And something even larger, well, for sure is going to happen at some point down the road, but off this, even something larger can happen. So we just wait and observe. But what we do know, what we do know is we're seeing the signs. These are the signs, right, that are leading up to the end. Okay, the end is imminent. All right. Back in Habakkuk 2 and 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay, it will surely come. Okay, it ain't gonna keep getting put off. I know you got a bunch of people out there thinking that, oh, the Lord is never gonna come, or not in our lifetime, and all these types of things. Because for them, it seems like a long time. That a day of the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day, right? So to us, it seems like a long time. Oh, the Lord said it was the end time since his time. Yeah, it has been. But you have to have understanding of the word in general. Like, things still take time. And we've been asked to be patient. Now, we don't know how long that is. So we're just, kind of, in a way, not left in the dark per se, but like we don't know the time, exactly what it is. So we have to sit and watch. We have to be patient. We just don't know when this is all going to come to a conclusion. Okay, but what would you asked to do? Watch for the signs. And that's all we can do, man. And that shows us that we're close. You know? You gotta be patient a little bit more. Keep watching a little bit more. Okay, until that day eventually does come, right? Because surely it will come. Okay, it ain't gonna be like, oh, tomorrow. Eventually it won't be tomorrow, it'll be today that it's happening. It won't be tomorrow no more. Or next week. No, it's gonna be, you're dealing with it now. It's happening now. So it's not gonna continue to tarry, right? The second Ezra chapter 6 verse 7 says, then I answered hold on, let me roll up a little bit. I'm gonna get 6, right? It says, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. Okay, this is Most High, right? And through none other. Most High is responsible for creation, for all things. Okay, right? By me also shall they be ended, and by none other. Right? So everything is the will and word of the Heavenly Father, right? He spoke things into existence, and he will speak things out of existence too. Right? Esau's end is at hand. And everything that's going down is part of the Lord's plan, part of the Lord's will. This systematic destruction that's taking place, right? It's verse 7 said, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? So when is the end? When is the end times, right? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand first held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, right? So Esau is here at the end of the world before this world is handed over to Yahushai, i.e. the Israelites, okay, which represents Jacob here, right? But his world is coming to an end. So we have to wait and watch for that end. That's why we wait for the sign. We see the signs. We make notes of those things that took place. Understand the knock-on effects that it has. Okay, the implications. Like I said, this whole system, Esau's whole kingdom, is built of crap, right? Lies, fraud. So it's built shoddy. It was always going to fall apart, just like these other kingdoms before. When the kingdom's built on wickedness, guess what? The kingdom's never last. That is what the difference is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, or when Yahushua comes, right? Because the kingdom that is going to be established after that, is going to be based on righteousness, man. It ain't going to be based on wickedness. That's why it ain't never going to go down. Okay, but what we're witnessing right now is the collapse and downfall of Esau's kingdom, the end, his end. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, and that's all we're waiting for. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it there. Little witness has been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So to next time, I say shalom.